Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome to the Chatter Show. I come today with a message that we have to understand. We have to understand that we have been lied to. We have to understand that we do not have the truth and that we have to figure out the truth. The powers that be are not going to tell us the truth because it doesn't benefit them. It benefits them for us to keep living in the situations that we are. For them to control our narrative and not us being in control of our own lives and destinies. Yes, I know this hurts. It's hard to believe and to understand when you've been lied to. It's hard to admit it. It's hard to admit that you didn't know that a lie was being taught to you. It's hard to blame the right people when you have been taught this lie. But we have to start doing it as a community. The black community has to start understanding when it's been lied to. And we have to be able to admit it. It doesn't matter if it's your mom, if it's your dad, it doesn't matter if it's your grandparents. You have to understand a lie. They may not have known that they lied. They may not have tried to lie to you. But you have to also understand that they've been misled as well. We must have compassion for each other. We must have understanding when it comes to each other. Our community is dependent on us to grow in our thought processes. We must stop saying that we cannot work together and learn how to work together. It is not an option not to work together, because if we don't, we lose. Every other society works together. Every other community works together. We have to do that. We have to find networks inside of ourselves in order to grow ourselves. I'm not talking about financially. I'm talking about emotionally. I'm talking about when it comes to our families, we must find support systems to grow our families. Stop giving up on our families. Stop rejecting what God has given us, and that's man and woman together. I'm not talking about anything else but us growing in our communities. We have to understand our roles and our responsibilities to each other. Just as we have roles and jobs as a business owner or a worker, we all have roles that we have to fulfill. We also have to understand what our relationships mean and what are the purposes of the relationships. We must stop calling marriages partnerships, because they're not partnerships, they're not businesses, they're relationships. Relationships is something that connects you in a continuous. Partnerships aren't always continuous. You can break them at any time. You just have to have the right system to do it. If we understand these things, we will grow in our relationships, not our partnerships. Your wife and your husband deserves better out of you instead of a partnership to where you can only do 50-50. You only have 50-50. In a relationship, it's always 100% from both of you. So we have to work on those things, work on our terminology and understanding the definitions that we've been taught and how the words have been used against us in incorrect manners. I love everyone. We need to start loving each other and start protecting each other and growing.